സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തോളൂ. എനിക്കത്
Good evening, everyone. Today, we are organizing the webinar on the topic Digital Detox, Managing Technology for Healthy Minds, with the collaboration of Dhaka College of Arts and Science and Mindcraft of Thrissur. So I welcome our Honorable Principal, Mr. Nidin Sir, Vice Principal Shukul Sir, Mindcraft CEO, Mr. Jain Nabudri Sir, Administrator Ali Khan Sir, Head and Assistant Professor of Department of Psychology, FAST TV, and our Assistant Professors, Alisha Ma'am, and also Almas Ma'am. So I hope all you will enjoy this program. So I'm handovering to the resource person, Mr. Sinan Abdullah.
Thank you, Nandana. Good evening. I hope everyone is doing all right. So first of all, I will introduce myself. I am Sinan Abdullah, currently pursuing BSc Psychology. I'm a final year student in Safa College of Arts and Science, Pukatri. So let's dive into the topic without any further delay. So we are witnessing the fourth industrial revolution right now. The artificial intelligence and technology is influencing our daily life drastically, and it is actually unavoidable right now in our daily life. So from the morning start, we wake up to the alarm that is set in our digital platform, digital devices like mobile phones or something like that. We know that the digital devices are unavoidable and ignorable in our daily life. So the facts that the scholars and researchers have provided or categorized our current situation into three periods: the pre-COVID and during COVID and post-COVID periods. So actually, we are currently living through the post-COVID period. In this period or this time, the influence of technologies has been drastically increased in our daily life. In every sectors and every field, there is a lot of advancement in this case of technology. Like in each day, each minute, and each hours, there are new implementations coming to our society in case of technology and all. And I guess it is said that it is one of the most productive thing that has been that came into our life recently. So the thing is that, like everyone says, everything has its own pros and cons. Even though technology is very productive and it is useful in many ways, it has its own negative impacts in our daily life. So that's where the terms like digital addiction, internet addictions, nomophobia, and that kind of terms come into our society. So let me introduce the term digital addiction to you. So with the simple definition, digital addiction is known as a technology addiction or internet addiction. It refers to the excessive and compulsive use of digital devices and online activities that interfere with our daily life and causes negative effects. So with that single sentence, it is very clear that how the scholars define the digital addiction. So we know that we can't even imagine a life without technology in our coming years, or even in right now in this 2023, we can't even live without a device. So it is crystal clear that the mobile phones and devices very important in our life. but we should be able to manage in a healthy way, to focus to maintain it in a healthy way, so we our mentally, physically, and socially we are in a well-being. So even in the definition, I mentioned that it is an excessive and compulsive use. In that term, it is very crystal clear that it defines the word uncontrollable. Like in a situation where we can't even control ourselves from these devices. So there are many cases and that has been recently heard in our news and all about this digital addiction. Recently, around 3 or 4 months back, we heard a case about a son who murdered his own father for not giving him mobile phones at night, and another case where a teenage girl suicide because of the issues with digital addiction and all. So it is crystal clear that the digital addiction is very it is raising day by day in our community, in our people and all. So we should be able to manage the device use, and to follow a routine or follow a pattern to use these devices in a very healthy manner or productive. So there are various effects and causes and problems that this digital addiction creates. So let me start with a few effects like depression and anxiety. So let me start. As a psychology student, we consider depression and anxiety as a very dangerous cause or disorder in our society. Even though the people tend to care about it very less, it is actually very dangerous and need much attention attention to cure it or treat these disorders. And what I meant by this effect is that spending excessive time online and engaging in virtual interactions can lead to feeling of isolation. Actually, when we spend time on these mobile phones and devices, we tend to cut off with the outer world. We are focused into this device and we have no idea what is going outside the world. So we spend hours and hours on this digital platforms, digital devices, and we just lose a track of time, and we lose our concentration and attention all in these devices. We give everything into these devices. So this can cause us anxiety and depression and even low self-esteem. So let me explain how it works. So in this social media, especially in the social media, we see that the people try to create an impact, like creating a stereotype or a schema to how to live life. So actually, the people who view this kind of videos and all try to imitate the other people, which cause them to feeling that they are not enough, or they are a failure or something. Their life is a good one, which create an feeling of negative impact of low self-esteem, creating a low self-esteem. So following that, it creates its and bits of the depression and anxiety, following to some serious issues, and which needed much attention, maybe therapies, and which will be followed by therapies and counseling sessions to treat these issues. So the next one is the poor sleep quality. It is one of the most common effect that we see in our community right now. So as in the physiology, we learned that our the melatonin, hormone melatonin produced by the pineal gland in our brain, which regulates our sleep. So at night, the hormone melatonin is produced by the pineal gland, which regulates our sleep cycle. So the hormone melatonin has an influence of the light that enters to our eye. So in the daytime, when light enters to our eye, the melatonin cannot be produced. So therefore, we are active and we are awake at the daytime. But when at night, the melatonin produced when it is night, and the dark times melatonin produces, and that gives a signal that signals to give us a sleepy intentions. But when we use these mobile phones, the blue light from the devices that directly hits the retina, and it causes the decreased amount of generation of the melatonin, and which can cause sleeplessness, insomnia, and such kind of disorders. So it is crystal clear that the society or the people tend to use the mobile phones at night more than the daytime, because that is the free time we receive, especially the students or the people who work. They get free time at night, so they tend to use the mobile phones especially at night. So this can cause them insomnia, and after effect of this insomnia is that the people they stay awake at night, and they feel sleepless and tired and feels exhausted in the daytime. So they can't work properly or concentrate properly or pay attention to something that is in need for much longer. And especially it can also affect the cognitive functions, functions in our mind. So the sleep cycle is very important in our daily life. And by using the phone at night, especially at night, it can cause this insomnia and such kind of problems. So that is one effect. Moving to the next one, like I said before, social disconnection. It doesn't need much explanation, I guess, because we know that when we use phone for some not we use phone for the leisure purposes, like watching videos in YouTube or watching reels or something like that, we just lose track of time, and we doesn't know what is happening outside these mobile phones. If you are sitting in a room and where you have the unlimited supply of network, or phone is fully charged, until your phone hits the battery low percentage or something like that, you wouldn't even get up without even flinching or even moving your position or posture or anything like that. So it has much influence that, so we just lose track of time and such things. So we are not aware of the things that is happening outside this mobile and outside the room. We are socially disconnected. We doesn't care about our friends or family or whatever happening around us. So let me elaborate with that with an example. Like around I think during the COVID time, there was a case about a brother who was sitting in a room playing a game, and the next room there was her sister was stabbed or something, and he wasn't even aware because he was concentrated in the game, and he literally didn't know until his parents took his sister to the hospital and came back, and he was notified then only he came to realize that his sister was hurt and something like that. So you see that we just lose track of time. We just don't know how what happens outside our devices. So it is a serious effect that can lead to various problems. And the next effect is an attention and concentration problems. So let me elaborate this. Our world is getting really, really competitive. So a month back, there was the third tier class job application, which included the jobs like drivers and servants and cleaners and jobs like that. For that job, the students who graduated MBA, BTech, and such kind of professional courses has applied for this job, which means that our world is getting really, really competitive. And for that, so when we get into this future, it is really important that we should have such attention, concentration, a focus on our life. We should have a focus on our future, our own personality, to embrace and to have a successful life. So without concentration and attention, we can't even think of a future that is going to be stable. So with this mobile addiction and digital addiction, we tend to lose the concentration, because there are the digital stimuli is very, the varying time to time, it can be varying. The pixels in this phone can be catching very we tend to have very highly concentrated into that. So which can cause a lack of attention, lead to lack of concentration and attention, and such leading to following by that. and it can also academic impact academically, like in the study we can't focus on studies, and we learn to we easily get distracted, our span of attention gets easily diminished, and we can't even concentrate on classes, which can lead to our impact on negative impact on our grades and things like that. So that is one effect. And there is physical health consequences, like excessive screen time and sedentary behavior can cause to obesity. Like when we spend time on this phone, we are not physically active, or like physically moving our hands and all. We spend hours and hours sitting in a chair using this digital devices, and we don't have any physical activities, which can lead to obesity, which is one of the major causes of obesity. And followed by similar kind of physical disorders or physical abnormalities in our daily life. So that is another effect on this. It is also very important to know that the mental health and physical health can vary from one person to another. Maybe some individual can tolerate the impact of this impact of the digital devices. Maybe some can't. It vary from different to different people. It can't be assessed as in such a way that every people is equal and everyone will have a digital addiction and everyone will have these kind of topics in their daily life. It isn't right. It is That is not actually the thing. Actually, the digital addiction, the effect of digital addictions can vary from one person to another. Maybe in the even the young minds, teenagers can know teenagers might know how to use it productively without any having any side effects or negative impacts in their daily life. So the main goal of this digital usage is that to know how to use, how to maintain an healthy technology use. That's all what matters. See, there no one is denying that the mobile phones or digital devices is harmful. It is definitely a productive platform. The digital devices are definitely a productive platform to express our ideas, express our opinions, to gain our knowledge, to clear our doubts. Definitely, the digital devices helps very much academically, especially academically in our workspace and every sectors and every field. But the thing is, we should be able to maintain our technology time, our digital time. So that what it matters. So let me show you there are many solutions to handle this time effectively. So that term is referred as digital detox. So, what is meant by digital detox? That term was coined by some psychologists who tried to bring a change who researched about the digital addiction in the young adults and all. So, a simple definition is that the digital detox refers to a period of time during which individuals intentionally disconnects from electronic devices and technology to promote mental and physical well-being. So the term intentionally, that what matters. So some students or even some people are forced to reduce the use of time in reduce the use of digital devices. Actually, that isn't happening because they intended to, but it is just a set of rules or boundaries that kept from using the digital devices. But we are here talking about the intention to take time out from the digital devices and doing something else, to use an alternate method to use this time productively. Like I said, it is an increasingly digital world, and where technology is very pervasive. No one can deny that digital devices is very pervasive, and it can't be avoidable. I'm saying again and again because I'm not saying that digital devices and technology is an bad thing, or that can create a negative impact only. I'm just saying that it has its own negative impacts, but it has more productive methods we have more productive methods to use it, to utilize it. So let me it all about is taking steps to manage the technology usefully and in a healthy way. So let me advise you with few tips to how to manage this, how to manage the digital devices, the use of digital devices. So let me share my screen. Actually, I forgot to do it from the start. Just a minute, hold on a minute. Okay, let me get you this. Okay. So the first one is set boundaries. So what do you mean by boundaries? So let me take you through a simple example. We humans always are obliged to follow rules. We live in this world only because we follow some rules and regulations. Maybe the rules of a certain or the rules of a certain state or a district, the rules in our schools, the rules in our workspace. We live according to these rules. That is what keeping us to maintain stable life. That is a power of rules, and we humans tend to follow it. Always tend to follow it. So similarly, we set some rules. We establish a few rules for these digital devices. For example, uh, we implement or we create tech-free zones in your house. So you designate like I think the most used bedroom we use devices mostly in our bedroom. So we just assess as our bedroom as a digital free, a tech free zone. So you just don't take your phone inside your bedroom. Maybe that makes a rule. You create such a rule to manage your digital usage. So similarly, you create such kind of rules like no screens before bedtime. That is another rule. Like if you sleep by 9 or 10, you just stop using your devices by 8 or 7 or 7:30, something like that. So these rules, when following these rules, you will be able to save time, especially to do something productive or to do something that is something that isn't online, to do something offline that is productive. And such kind of rules can help you create a time to spend productively. So similarly, you can set many rules to manage the digital usage. So the next one is define priorities. So we know everything is about priorities. uh, what you give more priority, like identify your priority and allocate the time accordingly. Like for studies, if we give priorities for our study, we will we will be indulged in the studies for hours and hours, and we will lose track of time. Like we will be concentrated in it completely. So that what priorities means. Similarly, we should give priority to our mental health and physical health, so that we take time out of our digital world. That's what you should do. It can be very helpful, like you can if you prioritize like doing enhancing your hobbies or following your passion and working for your passion, or just practicing mindfulness, you will get to have a very good life and a very healthy well-being. So, like I said, our world is getting really competitive, and like I said, if I for a opportunity with 100 slots, there are 10,000 people graduating every year to fill these spots. So, which means that there should be people who stand out from this whole population. Which means we should have some extra skills that isn't with the population, that is common in our community or something. So for that, you need extra skills or certain certified courses or certifications to excel from others, which will be helpful for your success or for your future. So that is really important in the coming generation, especially in the coming generations. Right now right now also it is reaching day by day, like the importance of skills and such kind of techniques and all. So for that, we should be focused in our hobbies and developing these skills. So we should prioritize on improving our personality, improving these skills, to have to create a portfolio, create your own portfolio that makes a company or a sector impressed. So we should prioritize giving time to this kind of activities more than the digital world, digital devices. So that is another one, defining priorities. And the third one is establishing tech-free period. I think this is the most common technique that is used in our community. I think many of my friends have used this technique. Like in a day or maybe in a week, you set some time not to use any digital devices. So particularly, especially we tend to use the mobile phones in our free time, that is in the evening or night time or before the bed. So you allot this time, you just allocate this time for something else, and you shouldn't take any digital devices or any screen time in this time of period, maybe 7 to 9 or 7 to 8. You allocate that kind of period for something else. You shouldn't take this a digital device in this period of time. So this, just like I said, this is assessing a rule or creating a rule, establishing a boundary for it. Just like that, we create a time that is tech-free time. So that is one. And next one, optimizing notification. So just like I'm giving a boring lecture and suddenly a notification came playing, you just try to ignore it because someone is trying really hard to take a class here, and the next notification come, just take a peek. It's my old friend. So you just reply with just hi, and next minute you will be completely out of the session and you will be going with your friend and texting for hours. You will completely lost. You'll completely lose that I am taking a class right now. I'm taking a session right now. So similarly, notification is a major cause of distraction. It is very clear that. So we should disable the non-essential notifications, or set specific times when you will allow yourself to check the notifications. Notifications is one of the most important distractions that can lead to using this phone, especially in our home. I mean, in our schools and colleges, there might be limitations to use the devices and all. But when we are home, we are free to take these devices anytime and to use how much we want. So when notifications ring, that can distract you from the work you are doing currently, and you just take the devices and you just go with along with it. So optimizing your notifications can really help to control your technology use. And by this notification, you can also regain focus. Like when notifications are always enabled, you will tend to lose your focus. Like whenever you hear that sound, you will your concentration or your attention will be distracted, and your technology reactive mindset. So that is another method. And let's move on to the next one, fifth one, creating physical barriers. Around a month back, when I was scrolling through the Amazon, I saw a product, timer lock box actually. So yeah, you actually can keep anything in that box and you can set a timer, and it won't unlock until the timer runs out. So I saw a video, a guy putting his phone inside it and setting a timer for 2 or 3 hours, and he can't unlock unless the timer runs out. No matter how important the stuff is, you can't unlock it. So similarly, there are physical barriers that can help to reduce your digital usage, and maybe like giving your phone to your parents or your friends and asking them not to give it back until the time passes, or until the time comes. So similarly, such methods can be useful. Methods can be used to control your digital usage. And you can, if even if in the workspace you can set keep your phone aside, or keep your phone in the other room, on the locker room, or somewhere, so you don't feel distracted by this devices. So there are physical barriers, and the next one is exploring alternative activities. So what is alternative activities? Something that isn't online, that isn't online, doing something offline, to engage in something that been followed since the past era. I mean, since the ancient times. Like, they didn't have phone and technology that time. They used to read books and to create hobbies, and did everything in a primal way. Similarly, such kind of activities can be followed, like trying new hobbies and trying to spend time with nature. Nature is a really great space to spend time. I can assure you, you won't regret spending time with nature. And or connect with friends face to face, especially in the field of psychology. Social connections are really, really important in the field of counseling, therapies, and even in the research field. You need the social connections, and you need to know how to interact with people to collect data, or similar such kind of activities. So exploring alternative activities is to do something that isn't online. That is meant by the alternative activities. Like cultivating diverse interests and experiences beyond the digital realm and it can enhance your overall well-being, actually. So moving to the next point, practice mindfulness. So what is mindfulness? So we should be aware of ourselves. We should be aware of how we spend our time, even in the technology, or in the studies, or physical activities. We should be aware of what we are doing, or how we are spending our time. We should incorporate the mindfulness, like practice in your daily routine, so that we should enhance an mental well-being, to be aware of what we are doing for our future and presently. We should be aware of that. Enhance, like engaging in activities like meditation, or deep breathing exercise, or journaling can cultivate self-awareness and reduce stress. So these kind of activities should be implemented in our daily routine, to create to create mindfulness, to practice mindfulness. So the next one is seek social support. What do you mean by social support? Like, society plays a crucial role in our daily life. Like, the World Health Organization defined the health is a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being. So social factors play a crucial role in our health. To be in a healthy state, we should excel in the social factors, and we should understand the social factors that influence our life. So our friends, family, our teachers, everyone around us is our society. We should have a social connection to be healthy. Like, talking the terms of psychology, like I said, in the psychology, the to have a connection with the society is really important. Like, when we are interacting with people in the counseling or therapy, let's leave that. Let's talk about the generally, when we talk about this generation, or this current generation. We shouldn't have any anxiety, fear, when we are approaching the society, because to for example, when we are attending an interview in any company, let it be any company, the participants in the interview will be equally qualified, because everyone in this period of time has graduations, graduation, PhD, and every kind of qualifications. So you should have some extra qualities, like, if you have social anxiety, or fear to approach certain people, the people in the company or the interview board, you will fail, or there is high chances that you might get rejected. So to create an confidence or self esteem, to approach the society, to approach the people, is really necessary. uh, so we can spend, it doesn't have to be some formal talks or anything. We can spend time with our friends. We can speak to friends about sharing experiences and sharing our opinions. We can talk about anything, and if it's something productive, it can be very useful for our future. For example, let me give you an example. In our college, there are areas where the bunch of people sit together and talk. And actually, I have seen people sit there for hours and hours and talk, simply gossiping or just blabbering anything, and they will lose track of time. They won't even take their phone for a single minute. Actually, when spending time with these people, with society or friends or family, we tend to forget about the digital devices. So spending such time can help you manage the use of digital usage. So that's all the points. So remember that a digital detox doesn't have to be an all or nothing. Like even the small impacts, small changes can create a big impact. Like it's all about finding a balance that works for you and integrating in healthier technology habits into your daily life. So like yeah, I'm again stating that technology is really important in our daily life. We can't even think of a life without the digital devices. So we just have to find a way, or find a way to balance the use of technology to maintain a healthy life. That's what we need to learn. So by implementing these strategies, like the 8 methods I here, there are many methods. I just listed out a few that felt convenient to me. So by implementing these strategies and being mindful of your technology use, you can promote a healthier mind and enjoy the benefits uh, of a more balanced relationship with technology. That is going to help in your future, and that will help you to create a better future for yourself. Okay, so let's move to the benefits. What are the benefits of this benefits of digital detoxing? So there are various benefits of digital detoxing. We can experience improved sleep, like I told in the problems. The sleep disorders and improper sleep cycle can be a really important effect of digital addiction. So we will have an improved sleep. Improved sleep is assessing with many factors of our daily life. So like activeness, our optimistic view, our cognitions, everything is influenced by our sleep. So whenever we have a good sleep, we will be very active in the day. We will be more productive in the day. We can be mindful. We can be very active and yield the best of the result that we can ever produce. So that is one thing, and the mental clarity, like I mentioned, our mind will be completely free of the other stuff. We take some time out of the digital world and we spend time with the world outside us, and we are aware of things, and we have a mental clarity of what are we doing and how we are spending this time, how we are spending the time, or how productively we are using our time. We'll be aware of all that. So that is mental clarity and creativity. Like I mentioned, the skill development and all, like the world is getting really competitive. We need skills. We need extra skill to excel from others, to stand out from the common people, like to have to achieve our goal, to achieve our ambition. We need something that is different from others. For that, we need skills and to embrace our creativity and stuff. So creativity can be improved, and productivity, of course. So when I told all this method, I told when we take time out of the digital world, we should do something productive. Always do something productive, like offline books or journaling, or researching about stuff from the books. When we do something useful to in our daily life, we can make a productive future. We can make a productive life for us, and that is we can also develop stronger relationship with others and with ourselves. Like I said, social support and all. Final method, last method I mentioned, social support and all. We tend to have a stronger relationship, because when you take out time out of the digital world, we tend to find people time tend to find time to spend with the others, with the people we love, we care about. And so therefore we create a social interaction them with them and stronger relationships. So the unplugging allow us to present in the moment and appreciate the world around us. So there are people who consider their life indulged in these digital devices. Like I had a friend, I can't reveal her name. So she used to spend around 9 to 10 hours in the social media, Instagram group chats. So basically, these group chats are people around the world, just random people, random strangers who text each other and spend time in them. The thing about these group chats are they will never be inactive, because the people from all around the world be there, different time zones. So when the one other side of the people from the one side of the world will be sleeping, others will be awake. So it will never get will be inactive. So my friend, she used to spend 9 to 10 hours per day in this group chats. So her parents found about this, and they took phone away from her, and she responded very irritatably, and she acted irrationally and all. And she was saying that her friends might think she is dead or something, like without a phone she doesn't know something that is happening around the world, that is happening around us. She has a life inside this digital devices, inside the social media. She has a life inside it, a life which isn't known by her parents. Like she doesn't even know most of the people that is texting with her. So there are people who exist like that. So to appreciate the world around us, we just take time out of these devices so we can appreciate the world around us. We tend to go outside or to communicate with people, to interact with people, and especially the case of nature. And our world is really beautiful, and it is a very it is a very grace from our God, and we should appreciate this greatness. And we should find time to indulge with this society and the world around us. So this can be the benefits. And the challenges, of course there are challenges for everything. Especially we should consider this mobile addiction as something that is really important. And just like the drug addiction and all, like the drug addiction, it has its own withdrawal symptoms. So unplugging is not always easy. Like I said, it is a process. It is a great process, and it requires various steps. And even it might not have big changes. These methods cannot bring big changes and all. It will be really hard. Maybe small changes, or you might feel irritable, or you might feel uncomfortable while following these methods. Such times you will have withdrawal symptoms like restlessness. So we say that the people who the alcohol addicts, they might have shivering in their hands when when they tend to withdraw from the alcohol. So similarly, we will have restlessness. We will be irritated. Like we need something. We need that digital device to calm ourselves. Such situation will be occurring, and the anxiety, of course, we will have fear. In psychology, we use the term nomophobia. It is a fear of taking devices from away from us. And the next one is we may feel pressure from work or social obligations to stay connected. Like I said, we are connected digitally. In our past period of time, in the ancient period, we used to have social connection. We used to have the social connection. We used to talk like physically. But right now, even even in the people to in the other room, we text or call. That is the biggest example of how technology have influenced our daily life. So this kind of pressure from work or social life, like when we take out time out of this digital world, and they constantly tries to connect us, and we are taking time out of, we are actually trying to get ourselves away from this addiction, and always someone is pulling you back to this addiction. It can happen. And however, it is important to remember that digital detox is a process, and small changes can have big impact. Like I said, it is always a process. Every treatment is actually a process. So we take small steps, and it can have a big impact in our life. That is all that matters. Even having a tiny bit of small change in our day life, like compared to taking an average time usage time of a digital usage, like in an average day, if you use around 5 hours of if you have 5 hours of digital usage, and if even if it turns to 4 hours and 45 minutes, that is a really big change that can bring a really big impact in your well-being and all. So we should understand that it's again I'm mentioning that it isn't about all or nothing. We can't even imagine a life without this technology and devices. So what we should do is we should be able to manage the use of a digital technology and digital devices to follow an healthy life, to follow an healthy well-being. That is what all matters. So move to the next slide, the conclusion. So generally, I picked a few points from every slides and added to it. So in conclusion, unplugging and recharging is essential for maintaining a healthy life-work balance. We need to be mindful of our digital habits and take time to engage in activities that promote relaxation, creativity, and physical activity. By doing so, we can experience numerous benefits for our physical and mental health and develop stronger relationship with ourselves and others. So generally, I am mentioning again, I'm just giving a summary of all the slides. So it's all about maintaining this technology, maintaining the digital usage to follow a healthy life work balance. So we should be, like I said, we need to be mindful of our digital habits. We should be aware of how we use our time, how we use our digital devices, how much we use our digital devices, and for what we use this, for what we use this digital device. Especially taking the example of the COVID period, we used to have online classes. That was the only method to take classes at that time. So it was actually a productive thing to listen classes at the COVID time. And even after the post COVID time also, many schools and colleges have followed this online class method. So because it is very accessible and comfortable, and it is we don't need to be physically attend the classes and all. So similarly, we can use our devices very productively. There are various certified courses in our community, in our internet we can achieve, which is completely cost free, and such kind of methods are really useful for us. And the next thing is we promote to engage in activities that promote relaxation. We need to relax. We need to free our mind for sometimes in our daily life. Like we should find some time be to have a free time, like something to free our mind, not indulge in any kind of work, and not even your school work or even the other works. Just completely free to relax your mind and to bring an peace and calm to your mind. You should promote some time, a period of time in your daily life to promote this relaxation and creativity and physical activity. Physical activity is always helping because it has been researched and studied many times that activities can bring a major change in the mental health. It is directly influencing our mental health and well-being, because when we spend time on physical activities, it not only physically improves our health, it also helps us to take a time out from the digital device. And especially like talking about the disorders and all, we can have an improved healthy life from them doing the physical activities. And by doing so, we can experience numerous benefits in our physical and mental health, develop strong relationships with others. Like I said, there are social interactions and social connections. With the help of this connections, with the help of the social interactions, we can have a better relationship with our family, friends, and teachers, and everyone around us. So, I would like to conclude this seminar by saying that we should always be aware of our digital usage and technology use, and we should be able to manage our digital usage no one will ever say that you to completely cut off the use of digital usage, because it is completely absurd. It is completely absurd to say such things, because life without technology is impossible in this generation as well as the coming generations. So we should be able to maintain and manage the use of these digital devices. And I hope everyone in this session will try to manage their usage, digital usage. And I'm sure, and I expect, I hope this seminar might be useful for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sinan. Now you have any questions? Kindly unmute. Will answer if you are free. Ultra teacher.
No doubt, sir. Only positive comments.
Okay.
Could I?
Yes,
Could I
continue.
place my?
Yes,
Sir?
continue. Yes, continue.
It was a wonderful class, really, literally. It means it was wonderful because I never did expect such a deep class from a student. You are really a student and a master. Sinan, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Because even if a child provides us with a little bit of knowledge, we should consider here that child as our guru. So in this class, you have taken the place of my guru. Thank you for that. And about the class, you have done a great work, I think. Or as part of your education, you are following this. These points are collected very wisely, and just like balancing your time between electronic devices and work life, you have made the perfect balance in presenting the class, because at the same time you present the class, you talked about life without technology is impossible. It is true. We cannot discard this thing, electronic devices. And the point you stressed are very important. Keep the device away from your bedroom and stop watching before at least 1.5 hours before bedtime. That's good. If that's well and good, if you can practice that. Anyway, welcome. You presented it step by step. What is to be done, what are the wrongs, and what are the do's and don'ts. Everything you presented step by step, and with a note of hope, you stopped the class, concluded the class, saying the benefits of the class. The positive note at the end of the class is very worthy and inspiring. Even I am forced to obey you by this class. That's a great inspiration and great command also you have. Being a student, you have to you can make your pauses and intonation or stresses, word to stress, and the other thing that you can improve a little bit. Even without that, you are best, Sinan. You are best. Hope that you have done classes before.
Yeah, I have taken a few sessions offline. This is my first webinar actually.
You can be confident in giving offline classes also, because it is worthy. You are worthy for the society.
Thank you.
You are a promise to the society. Thank you for the class, dear.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Will answer? Will answer, are you free?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Sir, I wanted to ask that this kids, when we are talking about school students, they get very aggressive when we try these small steps. Then what should we be doing?
Yeah, like I said, it's actually a big process of taking time out from the devices. So we should actually start from the basic stuff, like the steps that are even aware, that doesn't make them aware of the change, like maybe asking the parents to take the time out for 5 minutes, or to take their phone away from the bedtime. Like small steps can bring changes. Like I told, there are withdrawal symptoms for every kind of addictions, and we follow certain treatment methods in our psychology, like in the counseling or therapy methods. Similarly, we should follow certain activities like flooding or an aversion therapies or that kind of techniques to use. We should consider the digital addiction same as like the other substance addictions. So we should give more attention to the techniques. And I think everyone in the, especially in the in teenagers or adolescents, they will act irrationally or irritable when used to following this method. But we should give them small techniques, or something to assess their something to fill in the gap of their dopamine level. Like especially like I haven't mentioned that. So we, in our neurotransmitters, the dopamine is always in need of something that to to make them happy. So the devices fulfill that, and we take if you take away the devices from them, the dopamine is seeking something to make them happy. So we should give some alternative things, or maybe something else to fill that gap of to embrace the to fulfill the dopamine activities. So I think that should be given. And
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Wonderful presentation.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Any other participants? Hi, sir.
Yes, sir. It was a very informative. And first of all, I would like to say that I'm very proud to be as a teacher of Sinan. Anyway, it was very informative session. And within 1 hour, he concluded all points. And
Any
yeah,
more,
anyway.
any more
Yeah.
questions?
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, my name is Abdullah from Abu Dhabi. I'm talking. Just I want to ask him, Sinan, if you are doing any kind of survey research to boost your studies, or it's just your own preparation from your books and.
So actually, in the next month, I'm actually presenting a paper on the topic, the association between digital addiction and insomnia. So for this paper presentation, I have researched. I'm researching about the digital addiction and its impact on our daily life. So I have taken various studies from the various scholars, and I'm referring books that is written about this digital addiction and the impact of these devices in our daily life. So I'm actually right now I'm more concentrated in this field, this subject to learn more about it and for my research.
Very good, very good. So, your topic was very interesting, and the methods you presented was very good, and it was very informative. And thank you to your teachers and your supporters. It was very interesting. I believe me, this is a wonderful seminar you did. Just I wanted you to focus on research things and collecting data, surveys. That is in your future. You just think about all this so you can improve yourself in the future. That is my just advice from my side. That's all. Thank you. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions or any discussion?
Hi, my name is Aisha Rafa. I have a doubt.
Yes, continue.
Yeah. Do you think the technology dependence have any impact on a person's confidence?
Yeah, actually, when we talk about the confidence development or self-esteem development, we always talk about the major factor of social interaction, interacting with other people. There is a higher possibility of having a social anxiety when we tend to have less social interactions and all. So, which is directly impact the confidence, boosting the confidence. So when we spend more time on the devices, we cut off from the society. We tend to have less interaction with the other people, and we are only focused on creating a life in this device, so which can impact in the confidence. Definitely it will impact on the confidence. So I think for boosting confidence, we should take time out of the device and have in social interactions and connections to communicate with others, to develop and improve the confidence.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Shakim, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah, I'm Abdul Hakim from Safa College. Talking about Sinan, it was a nice presentation actually. Very good seminar. And we don't know how we don't know if you are addicted to our screens until we check our screen time, or addicted to our digital devices until we check our screen time. So Sinan, that was a very wonderful seminar. And he shared many things, including how we can de-addict from those digital devices, digital devices. So I should say that was a it's very nice presentation. Thank you, Sina, and your ideas was very commendable. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
If you don't mind, I do have a concern. May I ask?
Yes.
So my name is Ahmed. I am from LPU. Studying in Punjab actually. So my studies are about data science, and I'm specializing in data science and engineer. So see, there's a concern actually when we talked about what do you say, the impact digital well-being it does have on our lives actually. But the concern is like we live in a society where remote works and online collaborations, all those are increasing right now. So it is impossible. I would say that yeah, it's 99% impossible for a parent who what do you say after 1995 or something, a parent, it's impossible for them to become model, as you have told in the methods which we have already listened right now. If do you think it's possible, like taking away for a phone for 30 minutes before the sleep and all? So actually the parents should be a model to them also, right? So in this era, when what, even a hi through WhatsApp does matter, because relations, even texting has become an expression of love today nowadays. And it's fate, even though it's uncertain, but that's the kind of world we live in right now. So the thing is that is it possible for us to become a model for our child? Because if we want to tell them to keep away phones before bed, we also have to do that. But right now everything is about online collaborations and all, right? So do you think it's possible for us to, completely, if it's not completely possible, but still, those are concerns which we're having in the practical world while implementing all these things, right? So what is your view on this?
So, like I said, it is complete. I'm actually supporting your assertion. Like we can't even think of a life outside digital, world, like without technology and digital devices. So, talking about the child and that age level, so around 18 is an age where the parents are responsible to manage the students' digital devices, as my opinion, because until that age, definitely a parent should be role model to his or her his son or daughter, because they without practicing something that is that they are following, it is actually absurd to ask others to follow that rules. Actually, that is a great point that you raised. So actually, a parent should be a role model to their children to follow these rules. And when you talked about this, the collaboration, online collaborations, and like I said, we can't even think of a life without technology. But we should, after the age of 18, like I said, even if you are working or studying or anything, we should be aware of that. We should use devices only for education. For the leisure time, we can use the other methods. We should do something other than the digital devices. We should do something alternative methods. So we should be aware of ourselves to like mindfulness. We should be aware of what we are doing and how we are spending. For the studies, it is really necessary. And if you are spending 6 hours on a device for studying, and that's it, you don't have to take another hour for your leisure time in the online platform. Just do alternative stuff that is offline. So it's all about taking the steps for ourselves. That is what really matters. I guess that clears your point.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And I really do agree on that part, even though it's hard, but for the better future and what do you say, for our well-being itself, we have to find alternatives and work on that. So that's a point, great point. Thanks a lot. And by the way, it was a great presentation. And this is from Punjab, and it was great actually. I really do like the point, especially about finding the inner peace. To see quitting, discontinuing for a while and roaming around, finding new places, going around, finding new friends, talking to them. That is something we all, from IT field, we all expect these things and we do love it. And I do know personally when we get into the wild and all. So yeah, that was a great point, and thanks a lot for that. And by the way, it was a great presentation.
Thank you a lot.
Sir, normally we are using one term, unconditional love. Then it will be converted as a quality time. Actually, there is no quality time. Just change the time, invest time. We are invest the money in the bank, we get the increase, like as an interest. That is happiness. Same way, we can invest time with all the family members and play together with a broomstick, 9 small stick and 1 big stick. Hold together and throw it down. We can release one by one without shake other sticks. It will increase our concentration also. Then next one is sit together, maintain eye contact, and they can discuss anything before 9 o'clock. From 9 o'clock, melatonin secretion will be start. So we can sit before 9 o'clock. Then it will be create a healthy family. Then father and mother, I love you. That in that concept we are getting. And the most important important medicine available in the world is touch. Provide the sufficient touch from mother to kids. For the best one is head massage. Apply head massage daily, same time. Second thing is apply one kiss in between their eyebrows before wake up and before the going bed. And their atmosphere will be changed. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sinan.
Yes, sir. That was a really great point.
Yeah, anything from Yusuf, sir?
No, sir. We can conclude.
Okay. We would like to call our Jisha ma'am to conclude this session.
Good evening, all. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As we bring this session to a close, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of Psychology, Department of Psychology, Safa Arts and Science College, Pukadri. And first and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Mr. Jain Nambudiri, sir, psychologist and CEO of Minecraft, for giving us this opportunity and for his guidance and support. Then a special mention goes to Mr. Sinan Abdullah, who brilliantly handled this session. He had discussed various consequences associated with this digital addiction. So what I want to say is that we should find more time to ourselves. We should connect socially with the people around us. It was such an amazing and wonderful session. Thank you, Sinan. Then lastly, I would like to express or extend my gratitude to Mr. Faiz Bibi, Head of the Department, Psychology, for his dedication and hard work. And I would also like to express my gratitude to all the participants who have joined us today. With your presence and active participation, this program will enrich and it will be truly memorable. Once again, thank you all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.